This is Stefan from Liara, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Jackal right here on your classic metal show. Am I loud on your end over there, Chris?
You are screaming over here, my God.
I'm not sure what happened here. I have no idea why I'm so loud.
Well, that whatever you just did turned it down, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, it is your class.
Still high.
Still high. What the heck happened here? Anyway, trying to get back to the show. It is your classic metal show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. And that is Jackal with When Will It Rain? And kicking off the show tonight, we heard Sunless Days with from Dokken from the Long Way Home release. And, well, this is Neeley, and a guy who's experienced some sunless days in the last week or so. He's back with us, my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, man? How we doing?
Well, I am back. You're back. We're back after your time away.
Yeah, and you're still screaming.
Yeah,
loud.
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
You are like.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check something here. Nope, that ain't it. I don't know what happened here. I'm going to have to do a little work here and figure out what the heck is going on. I don't know.
I don't know. Can I turn it down here? I don't know.
I don't know what it. No, it's loud in my headphones. I knew I was loud right away as soon as I started. Yeah, but it must be something on my board here that is out of kilter or something.
Goddamn updates.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me take a look here. I don't know. It's bizarre. I'm trying to figure out what has caused this to be so loud here. Maybe it's on my maybe it's the output here on my my mic settings or something. Hang on a second.
This is why you guys tune in every week to hear this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see what happened here. How about that? Is that better?
That's a little better, yeah.
All right. I see. Some reason my output gain on my mic got touched.
Well, stop bending your chick over your board.
I don't think that's what it was, but it'd be nice of you.
You're still booming.
I don't know what the hell. How about that?
That's okay there, but when you start talking like regular, it's like it muffles up again.
How about now?
That sounds okay.
Yeah. So the output gain on my mic was high or something. I don't know what happened here.
All right. Well, it's fine.
All right. Well, as long as you can hear me and it's not booming anymore, that's what's important.
Yep, I hear you fine. We're good.
All right. Well, I don't know what happened here. I must have bumped something on my board here. I'm not really sure, but regardless of that, we are back after Chris's hiatus. Are you feeling okay this week?
Yeah, I'm good. I had that flu. I had the quote unquote deep flu.
Okay.
As they're calling it, which I've never heard of before, but that's what the doctor said. It was the deep flu, which is somewhere between regular flu and pneumonia. So got a shot, vitamin C, vitamin D, bunch of water, bunch of rest, stayed in bed a week.
All right.
Good to go.
Okay. Very good. Well, we had a good music show last week, again, in your absence, and the fans were very cool about participating and, requesting a lot of great tunes. Kept me busy for a little over 5 hours, so that was good, and I had a good time with that. So, but glad you're feeling better and you're back.
I am here, which means we got a lot of silliness to get to, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, all the fans were like, I hope Chris is okay. I hope he's doing okay.
Even if I died, they got so much best of. They're good.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear up some of the static here. I don't know what's going on here. It might be the weather change. Change in the weather.
It could be. It really could be. You're like everything else in today's world. Your equipment might be sweating. Might just be fucking up with you might have to get the old the air compressor thing.
Yeah, really.
Spray it down.
Yeah, just get out and
there you go.
Start spraying shit. But anyway, so the fans missed you. They they were concerned about your welfare and your well-being, but obviously you're alive and well and with us this week, and so we will get back to the ha-has hopefully.
Yes, sir, we will. Although I'm a little cranky because I did not get much sleep, so you're going to get angry, Chris, a little bit, I would imagine, by about 1 o'clock when I get tired. So
burning the candles at both ends again.
Well, you take a week off when you work 18 hours a day anyway. Guess what? Then you start working 20 hours to make it up. So yeah, I was working pretty much all day today. So
yeah, I get you. But anyway, there's a ton of subjects and things stacking up. I'm sure you have your own list of things, and
oh yeah.
People have submitted emails this week and they're just like, hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see that? I got a story here for you this week. Check this out. So
all right.
The fans are very interactive and sending in their observations and stories or things they want us to comment on.
Well, that's good.
Yep. So anyway, what aside from being under the weather, did you get back to doing your other shows this week?
I did. Yeah, I did. I did the Seth show for 2 episodes. I did the Chris Aiken Presents with Eric on Monday. Now I get a week off from Seth because he's out running around in Florida for the week. He's on vacation, going to do that, so I get a Monday and a Wednesday pretty much off, which is nice.
Wow, how about that? So in Seth's case, as with the CMS, does he run a best of show?
He would if I did one, but I haven't, so no.
No best of show.
No best. I was gonna do it, and then I just was like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah. How are you ever gonna land that commercial radio gig if you guys aren't consistent?
I'm being consistent. I'm not running a best of. I consistently from Monday to Wednesday will not run a best of.
All right. Fair enough. So, and obviously you're did a normal show with Eric this week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. We did our thing and we're doing it again. It would be nice if I truly got a week off, but of course, this week we've got the Eric show or the Chris Aiken Presents on Monday, and then Tuesday we've got Fright Bite 4.
Oh my!
With Birdemic.
All right.
You of course are welcome to join us on if you would like to.
I just may do that. I had a good time the last time.
Yeah, it's fun. It actually, I'm not. I'm the worst at promoting our own stuff, but. Man, I like the Fright Bite stuff. And I'll be honest, when Eric first wanted to start doing it, I was like, oh boy, this is going to fucking blow. But I like it. I get some alcohol in me and get a little buzzed up, and it's not like a show as much as just kind of watching a bad movie and seeing who could tell the worst jokes about the bad movie. And
sure.
It's kind of fun. I like doing it.
Right. Yeah, well, when I got to participate in the last one, I thought it went over pretty well, and we all got ha-has.
Right. Yeah.
So that was good. So yeah, if the door is open, I will definitely join you on Tuesday.
Of course, the door is always open for you, my friend.
All right. Well, tell the kids about Tuesday, how that works for the locals people and how you can participate.
Yeah, you can just simply be all you gotta do is be a member of Locals, classicmetalshow.locals.com, and I think it starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm pretty sure. 9 p.m. Eastern, we will go live, and there'll be a link posted in there for all you locals people, and then you just click it, and you're in.
All right.
And it's very low key. It's very silly, very fun. We definitely want you guys to participate. There will be, obviously chat and all that other stuff so that you guys can participate and be part of the silliness. So have beers or booze ready, or a little smoke, and get high and drunk on the new thing that is Birdemic, I guess.
Right. All right. Well, good, because I will definitely join you with that, because
Cool.
It's a fun time.
It is fun. And Lord knows, after a week where it's been 9 million degrees, it's going to be good to do something fun instead of just avoiding the fucking heat.
Exactly. So how has the heat and the weather affected you over in the CMS IT Palace?
Well, I've got the one room that is like a freezer, and I have not come out of it. This is why I built a whole office into the bedroom, so that I could, instead of having to pay $6,000 to air condition my house, I just air condition the one room.
Right.
But it's cold in there.
Right.
Boy, I'm paying for it right now, though, because I'm out here in the room that doesn't have air.
Right.
Ooh.
Is that hot in there?
Oh boy, is it hot. It's probably not that hot. It's probably just like 90, which is, I guess, is hot, but it's not that hot. But when you've been sitting in like 67 all day and then you go to 90, you definitely feel it.
So you ought to get one of those through window air conditioners or something.
You know what? Everybody says that, and I've thought about it in this room. And I've done, the thing with fans, and I've had the portable air conditioner in here and whatnot. I kind of like being in here and being uncomfortable because it keeps me more on edge. If I get if I get too comfortable in this chair, then it'll be like, you'll be reading a story. I'll be like, yeah, cool.
I'm ready to take a snooze in the chair.
I get too comfortable in here. I'm hot, I'm sticky. It's a little aggravating. It's like, all right, you're going to get the fucking real angry Chris tonight.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I don't know about you, but for some reason lately, at least in the last week or two, I have not watched any television at all.
Dude,
in the last 2 weeks. I turned the TV on today, and all of a sudden my Roku is doing updates and all kinds of shit. When was the last time I watched TV?
Are you watching something else? Are you watching YouTube or something?
Maybe YouTube, or just listening to music, or just nothing at all.
Yeah.
I just haven't been in the mood to watch TV. I normally, if I do watch TV, I usually watch TV in the bedroom.
Right.
But I'm trying to avoid getting into that trap with, be it summertime and everything, settling in and watching something on TV instead of getting up and doing stuff.
Sure.
And, taking advantage of the nice weather, or, instead of just, hunkering down and watching TV when it's still light till 9 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because yesterday was the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And now, as of today, the days are already going to start getting shorter.
Already, Jesus.
Already.
We're just into the sun. We're just into the brightness.
I know, but now we're going to start losing about a minute a day.
Oh, I can deal with that for about 30 days, I guess.
So I just have not watched any television, haven't watched any movies, haven't watched any. The only thing that I did watch a week ago was I watched that documentary that Andrew McCarthy put together for the Brats. Did you watch that?
I haven't watched it yet. It's in my queue.
All right.
I the only thing I'm in the same kind of boat as you, really. Although today I watched all I've done for the last probably 24 hours is watch combat sports, because there's just a plethora of it in the last 24 hours. Last night there was a BKFC 62, the bare knuckle. There was bare knuckle fighting, and those goddamn murderers were on fire. Holy cow, were they fucking killing each other, which I love that. And then today at noon, they had a UFC thing from Saudi Arabia, And then at the same time, they also had a Bellator, which I watched right after it. So I watched combat sports. But other than that, the only thing that I've really watched in a week, I'm down though. I'm on Watts Island again, man. I'm everything Chris Watts I'm watching right now for some reason. I don't know why, but I've just been watching that on YouTube, and I did watch this Jim Jones documentary that just came out.
All right.
It's a 3-parter on Jim Jones.
Okay.
It was really good, actually.
Now, this is a new one.
It's a new one. Just came out, 2024.
And where can I find that?
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. Okay.
Yep, it's on Hulu. It's a 3-parter.
All right.
And they interview, the bulk of the interviews are like the 6 people that survived.
Okay.
And it's kind of, it doesn't so much focus on this is how they got him to drink the Kool-Aid, and this is, how they shot the congressman or any of that shit. I mean, they touch that stuff, obviously.
Right.
But it deals a lot more with, the fear that the people had when they ran into the woods after the shootings, and how they were scared that they were going to die for like 24 hours. And
right.
And when they came back to the States, that everybody hated them and thought that they should be killed because they must have been part of it, even though they were just, dummies that followed this guy to Guyana.
Right.
It was a different take on it, and it was really well done. I think it was done by National Geographic. It was really well done. It was definitely worth the watch.
All right. Well, I am down for watching something like that, so I'll definitely check that out. Because that was just a weird time, man. It's just the fact that he was, one guy was able to convince, or whether it was him or anybody, become a cult leader. And it's like, what gets into people's heads to where they're just so willing to, be sheep and follow somebody like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, dude, it's pretty simple when you think about it. What gets into their head is failure. They just they see everybody else living a better life than them. They don't think they can do it, and instead of working harder, they're just like, hands up in the air. This guy's going to take me to the Holy Grail, dude. I mean, cults still happen today, as we found out from that Nexum or whatever that was, like a year or two ago, and then there was another one on top of that. And look at the size, even though they're not officially classified as cults. Look at the size of these fucking Joel Osteen churches and the TD Jakes and all that stuff. TD Jakes, allegedly, out there banging high school kids at the Diddy parties. But he's got, what, 1 million followers or whatever?
Right.
Dude, somehow, some way, people are seduced by that religion.
Yeah.
They look at the religion and they're just like, that's going to take me to the promised land. Take all my money, take my house, take my car, take everything, but take me with you to the promised land.
Right, exactly.
Dummies.
Well, I see the left-wing media news out there making the comparisons to the support of Trump as being cult-like.
Of course.
And they're making comparisons to, he's the next Jim Jones.
Is he?
Yeah, is he though? Really?
What about? You're going to get me into politics, but that's fine.
It's not politics. It's human nature.
Left-leaning fucking lunatics are just that. I'm not right-leaning politic guy either, but the left-leaning lunatics. If you want to believe that Trump is this fucking criminal messiah that's going to lead to the death of the country and all that, that's fine. But stop propping up. I saw a post today from some lefty fucking goon that was saying that if you got to pick between the two evils, I got to go with Joe Biden because he's just a good man.
Is he?
Like, what?
Is he? He's just a good man.
This guy has been stealing our money, stealing our wealth, selling our country, selling our values, selling our way of life, getting rid of everything. And again, not saying Trump is better. I'm just saying they're all shit. The same thing I always say. They're all shit. putting your name on any of them, to me, is just ridiculous. Just stop it. And stop trying to prop this guy up as good. He's a fucking idiot.
It's just funny. It's just a bizarre thing. It's just because, obviously, whenever Trump is out speaking somewhere, he gets a stadium full of people to come out there and see what he has to say. I see the Trump rallies. I know Sal. He's a he's a cult follower, and he'll never miss a Trump rally on the television and stuff. But people are just fed up with the way things are today. What this country has become over the last decade or more.
And you know what the saddest part of it is to me? Is that we're now a laughingstock outside of this country.
Yeah, I agree.
That, there was a time that these fucking countries would not say boo no matter what we did, because they knew that we would overpower them. We would either take it out on them financially, or we would fuck them up, or whatever. Dude, check out this article. I actually was going to bring this to the show tonight. I'll bring it right now.
Okay.
This is from the Australian News. I don't know if you're familiar with the Australian Sky News Australia.
Yeah. I watch Sky News all the time. Their clips.
Now, Australia should not be in a position to be making fun of us. Do you agree with that? They're a fucking island, for God's sakes. But look at this news story. Check this out.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Lefties losing it. And it wasn't just President Joe Biden embarrassing himself at a big LA fundraiser with the Hollywood elite. The talent on the night also tainted their good names, including funny man Jack Black, who seems to have lost his mojo. Get ready to cringe, folks.
But my president needs me. Thank you. And then they hit me with the big one. They said, Jack, you can't go. You have nothing to wear. Your good suit is in the cleaners. Well,
have you ever found this guy funny? I'm just curious.
No, not as a stand-up. I did see this, by the way. It's just like, what is up with that look?
I don't know.
But I mean, as far as some of his movie roles, like in probably one of my favorite movies that he's in is High Fidelity.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's about the only one.
Yeah.
The rest of them, he's okay. I mean, he's not somebody that I would go, man, that Jack Black is hysterical. Every time he's in a movie, I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Not one of them things.
What was the other one? House of Rock or something, or School of Rock?
School of Rock, yeah.
I didn't like that. I hated the King Kong movie that he did. It was like an hour and a half too long. It's
Okay.
like, just get to the fucking monkey. For God's sakes, they spent an hour setting up that he was trying to bang this chick that he as a producer or something. It was fucking terrible. Ugh. All right, here we go.
were they wrong, because I had this to wear. My kick-ass American flag overalls. Most patriotic outfit of all time.
Yeah.
That shut him up. There wasn't much they could say after that. And when the president wins in November...
Wouldn't it be funny if he just got hit with a tomato right there?
Yeah. For a guy who's only 54 years old.
God.
He's 54.
I know I look like shit and have been burned and everything else. Do I look as old as him?
He just looks just awful.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Here's a little more. I don't even care about what he's saying. It bothers me more that the news reporting is willing to just make fun of our country. That's what bothers me more. But here, we'll keep going.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a sweet shout out in his victory speech for what I gave up to be here. Because when democracy is at stake, Jack Black answers the call.
Does he?
I know. I'm embarrassed for him too. And I want to make it clear that was the best he had that night. That was the highlight of his routine. That was the bit that Jack Black himself promoted on social media. Goodness me. Now, some breaking news from Joy Reid, considered by many the looniest of lefties at MSNBC, and that is no small feat. Here is Joy discovering that summer is actually hot.
This is the news, for God's sakes.
Well, I watch these clips periodically, and they're pretty decent, pretty fair, and they find the ridiculousness in our politics just as ridiculous as a lot of we do.
It just is astounding to. In 20 years ago, you would not have heard Australian media doing this.
No,
absolutely no. But now they're just comfortable as hell to say, look at these fucking morons that are over in America.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Next, you'll tell me water is wet.
Of climate collapse and the greed that is literally letting our country burn. Today, millions of Americans from Iowa to Maine are suffering through heat warnings, watches, or advisories. Cities across half of the country, like Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Detroit, Philly, and now New York, are hitting temperatures exceeding 90 degrees Fahrenheit, though it feels closer to 100.
Oh, my.
Many of these cities could experience heat indexes hitting 105 degrees by Sunday. These increasingly oppressive hot days aren't a coincidence. They are the predictable impact of the climate crisis. They're not just an inconvenience, they're also killing us.
Yeah, that never happens in June.
There's never been hot summers before.
Glad that the whole country has always kept a standard 75.
Right. Yeah, we've never had hot summers before, ever.
And look, has it been hot this week? Yes. Am I bitching a little bit about it being warm in this room? Yes. Has it been crazy hot? No.
No.
Has it been 116 or whatever?
I mean, I've gone to like Vegas in like a July.
Yeah.
To where the temperature when I hit the ground, there's been times like if you go to Vegas where it's so hot that they can't take off from McCarran Airport because they can't get the lift because of the heat. Mm-hmm. So flights are delayed and stuff. But that's been going on for decades. That isn't anything new. That's nothing new. No. It happens all the time.
Dude, I lived in Arizona for a year, and right near the border. It's fucking hot there. I mean, there's literally used to be signs anyway all around that used to say, "Don't stand still because your shoes will melt."
Yeah,
and your shoes would melt. I mean, you would literally touch the bottom of your shoes when you like you could pick up your foot and touch it and it would be soft because the shoes would get melty. It was hot. Now that's hot.
Yeah.
What we got this week? No.
Yeah, I've flown into Las Vegas where you hit the ground. It was literally 118 degrees. Yeah. And that was like back in the early 90s. That's nothing new.
It's global warming.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just the way it is. Some winters we have really cold, bitter, snowy winters. Other winters we don't have such, strong lot of snow or a lot of cold. And some summers are warm, and summers are not so warm at all. Or they're very rainy.
What is this stupid cunt gonna say next week when it's 70 and 80 again? What is she gonna say then? It's global cooling.
Well, I don't know.
Or will she just be off the air that week?
Yeah, I know you're a little, a few years younger than me, but I remember back in the 70s, they were talking about moving into a new ice age at that time. They were talking about moving it into an ice age.
Yeah.
That was a concern then. If you could get a compilation of over the decades of all these forecast predictors.
Oh yeah.
The forecast or the prediction of the future has changed back and forth so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Over the decades. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can.
Well, if we went by all these predictions, apparently we wouldn't have any energy, any gas, any coal. It'd be 175 degrees on the planet now. we'd all would have died, this year or next year from the 12 years of AO stupid.
Well, yeah. If you listen to Al Gore, remember Al Gore was the big predictor of, future. Well, the time that he said we were going to be having some problems has come and gone, and none of those problems have taken place.
Yeah, but he made a lot of money off that dumb
movie. He did. It was what was his film? An Unfortunate Truth or something?
Yeah, something like that. Inconvenient Truth.
Inconvenient Truth. That's right.
Yeah.
But none of that took place. None of it.
I guess the truth part was a little give and take there.
Yeah, but yet he owns an oceanside house out in California.
Yeah.
Yet he was claiming that the oceans were going to overwhelm the shorelines.
Well, that's for the poor people.
Oh, I see. Nice.
The oceans don't hit the rich people.
Right, of course.
All right, here's more of this fucking stuff.
All right.
It's pretty funny.
It's literally summer tomorrow in America. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 32 degrees Celsius for everywhere else in the world. That's delightful weather. I don't know how that's deadly or an inconvenience. Get a grip, Joy. From one unhinged Joy to another, let's hear from the View's Joy Behar talking with MSNBC's Rachel Maddow. They've both shared this fever dream about Trump coming to get them.
So you said recently that you thought that you, as an outspoken critic, could be a target yourself. Some people think that sounds overdramatic.
Look at that.
I know.
That looks like a grown-up version of young Sheldon.
Yeah. Or
horrible.
What was that Savage kid?
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage. Yeah. That's Fred Savage all grown up. Or that could be Stephen Colbert's twin sister.
Stephanie.
Yeah. Stephanie Colbert. Yeah. It could be his twin sister.
Or twin brother, for that matter.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a dude. Come on.
Dude looks like a lady.
No. Dude does not look like a lady.
Dude looks like a dude.
Yeah, dude looks like a dude. That's the new Aerosmith song.
Right.
Rachel Maddow, dude looks like a dude. Ugh.
But here's the thing: is they're getting nervous because they know that a high probability that Trump is going to be president again, and they're all running for cover for their shitty left wing propaganda.
No, like he's going to do anything about it.
No, it's not that it would. It's just such a scare tactic.
Yeah,
he's going to get us. He's going to get us for being a critic.
You're going to lose our wisdom if you vote for Trump.
He's going to get us for being a critic. You mean a liar?
You're going to lose our wisdom.
Right. He's going to get us.
Yeah. All right, here's some more of this.
But I'm right there with you. I think that he is so vindictive that he will go after however he has to, through the IRS maybe, or even,
did that with the Obama never weaponized the IRS and went after the Tea Party people, right?
How about the last trial that we had just last month?
Yeah. How about Lois Lerner? Remember that situation?
Yeah.
Where the IRS went after all those conservative groups and audited them and went all through that. It's like that never happens.
Just lunatics.
I know.
They're just lunatics. All right, here we go.
Sponsors to get us off the air, maybe, or you. Yeah. How seriously should we be taking that?
Look, if Trump can promise that if elected, he will remove Rachel Maddow and Joy Behar from the airwaves, then he may just win every state. Now, let's have a good laugh with this car dealer from Louisiana who has saved his business via social media. How? Well, he mocks fame-seeking social media influencers online and manages to sell cars. Let's have a look at how Doug Townsend does it.
I really don't know what's gotten into me recently.
Not nutrition. Hey, we got a 24 Willys. Just came in. Come holla. Woo!
Feels so nice when you and I are working on the night shift.
Bro, Grindr is rocking these days. Working on the night. Anyway, hey, we got a 25 Ram 1500 SST. Come get it.
Y'all want to know who I date, who I go with?
Nope, but I think you think you're black. Hey, we got a 25 SST Ram truck. Come on.
That's hysterical.
This guy rocks it, man.
That's hysterical.
My baby mama's grandma's got a fatter than you. You should take that thing and just go park it somewhere else. Hey, we got a 24 Jeep Gladiator.
Now it's time for.
All right. That's all.
That's pretty good.
That guy's fantastic.
I know. That's one of those guys that we'll end up talking about on the show, and then he'll hear about it and want to come on, like Rick Muglia.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Black Olives Matter guy.
Exactly. I wonder if Rick still listens to the show. He kind of disappeared on us.
Oh, we should reach out to him.
Yeah, where you been, Rick?
Yeah, well, it's a new election. Maybe he's got something to say.
That's true. It's true. But yeah, it's nutty out there, man. It's just crazy.
It is.
I just stay, you know, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it, you know, just because it's so
dumb.
It's getting to a fever pitch now. It's just getting to be totally ridiculous in every way, shape, or form. So I'm not even, you know, not even paying any attention to the nonsense, because what you get out of the left is, you know, continuous fear mongering and lies, and, you know, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, you know, and it's like, hey, let's let the chips fall where they may.
That's right.
You know, it's time for that pendulum to swing back the other way. Exactly. So, yeah, that's pretty funny. I do watch those clips periodically from Sky News. They're usually pretty good.
No,
you know,
and again, I'm not trying to promote Sky News as much as I'm just saying there's that. Have you seen the Italian guys that make fun of Joe Biden? The Italian news.
Oh, are they the ones who have a
Like
guy that looks like Joe Biden, and they're doing skits?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
him
see
walking up to the podium and just falling down and shit.
Exactly. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in the old days, you just wouldn't have had that happen. These countries would not have had the balls to make fun of us like that. But we're such a goddamn disaster now that it's just like fair game now.
Yeah, it's all comedy these days. Everything's just ridiculous and comedic. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's just awful.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. But man, what a mess we're in. I just can't wait till this election season is over, and, you know, hopefully you know, Trump will be in there and hopefully get things straightened back out. But a lot of people are just fed up with the way things are going right now. That's for sure.
My biggest fear is that 4 years won't be enough time for him to get it fixed, and he can't run after, and he can't run again.
That's true, but hopefully he'll have a vice president that could just maybe pick it up where he left off and continue the agenda to get it straightened out.
Who would that be?
I don't know. I don't know who that would be.
Would it be Rudy?
Nah.
Too old?
Yeah, I think one guy that I like, and I know you like him too, is that Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He's easy to listen to, and he's smart and quick, and, you know, he's a good dude. I like that guy, even though he is an Indian.
Yeah, I don't like when his family flies planes, allegedly, but other than that.
He's an Indian. He's not an Arab.
Same thing.
That's not the same thing.
It's all the same.
So funny. But, wow, I'm surprised that you have been paying attention to any of that stuff.
Well, Seth is so into it that I have to kinda,
that's right. I forgot that your radio partner is.
Yeah, he always wants to. We make fun and we goof about you being the driver of the Trump train.
Right.
I honestly think Seth would quit his job to drive a Trump train.
I'm sure he would.
I really think he would. If there was a Trump bus and he could be the driver of it somehow, he would.
Yeah.
I believe he would get a Trump tattoo.
You think so?
I do believe he would.
All right, he's that far along, huh?
And I guarantee if you guaranteed a Trump win, he'd get one across his forehead.
Yeah, maybe you ought to introduce him to Sal.
Yeah, well, yeah, those two
He,
could really
he and Sal could do a show together.
and get matching tattoos.
Yeah, you could you could have a when you need to take a Monday or a Wednesday off, you could get Sal to step in.
Well, shit, if Sal wants that gig, he can have it.
So look at Sal, you could be a new radio star. It could be the Seth Williams show featuring Sal.
Yeah, they can go right for it. Because I am not politic guy. I mean, I talk about it on that show, but I'm constantly I am constantly like, hey, here's a music guest.
Right.
Let's go that route. Let's do something else.
I'm trying to bring some diversity to the show.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm not politics guy.
Right, I get you.
I mean, I'm forced to be a little bit, but and I need to keep up with it, I guess, enough because you want to talk about it sometimes.
Yeah, but not to the point to where, even make a whole segment out of it. Just
not like we used to.
Yeah. But it was kind of funny. I was talking to my dad last Sunday for Father's Day, and he was talking about the guy who took over Mike Trevisano's time slot.
Oh, the Bloom doggy or whatever.
I don't know the guy. I'm not aware of who he is in Mike's former time slot anymore.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of funny that my dad mentioned. He goes, yeah, that Mike Trevisano, and remember him? I said, yeah. He goes, he passed away, and there's a guy in there now, and he gets all upset on the radio and starts yelling into the mic. I've never listened to this guy. I have no idea.
I've never heard him either.
That's why I'm bringing it up. And I said, well, my partner Chris works with a guy who worked on the Mike Trevisano show. I said he's kind of carrying on the legacy over there with his show. A little bit of the spirit of the Mike Trevisano.
Right.
So yeah, my dad still a terrestrial radio guy, but then again, he is 95 years old, so that is his thing. But he also listens to podcasts. He's pretty adept on the computer, and he listens.
Not this podcast.
No, not this one, but he does listen to his favorite talk show host and things like that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's aware of whoever the guy is in that WTAM time slot.
That would be Bloom Daddy.
Okay, and what does he do?
I have no idea. I've never heard him. I only know because all of the Seth Trevisano people bring him up all the time.
Okay.
And they say John Drake looks like him. So I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Dude, quite honestly, I hadn't listened to Trevisano in probably 10 years before he died.
Right.
I long since checked out on that.
Yeah, I think the last time I had actually listened to Mike Trevisano was like December of 2002.
I just can't listen to anything that has 20 minutes of commercials in a 60-minute hour.
Yeah, I know, because when I stopped driving a truck back in 2002, Mike Trevisano usually ended my day as far as radio listening was concerned.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
As his show would come on, he used to come on at what, 4?
3 to 7.
Yeah, because I used to listen. I used to listen to Stern in the morning. Then I'd catch about an hour of Glenn Beck. Then I'd listen to Rush Limbaugh. Then I'd listen to what was his name? Mitch Albom out of Detroit, because I was over in the Toledo area at that time.
Right.
And then by the time I was heading back to the Akron area, then I would catch Trevisano on TAM until I parked the truck at 6.
Okay.
So, and that's the last time I listened to him, because that's really the last time I really listened to commercial radio.
Yeah.
So it's been like 22 years since I've actually listened to radio.
And you really miss it, right?
Yeah, I miss it a lot. I long for those days.
Dude, I will tell you this, since we're just rambling anyway.
Yeah.
I made a change this week on how I sleep, because I think I told you during the week when we talked, I've been really having trouble sleeping. So I actually turned the TV off for the first time in probably since I got single, and went back to radio listening at night.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to O&A. Like, I have all the old O&A stuff from like 2009.
I've been listening to O&A for the last 2 years, every single night.
Yeah, and it does actually help not having lights flashing and stuff, which is helping me get a little better sleep. But I came to the conclusion listening to an episode in 2009, December of 2009.
Okay.
We are better, and I don't say this often, we are better show to show, start to finish, than they were. And I know that's a big statement, and I don't want to be braggy guy or any of that kind of shit. I'm listening, and it was clear they had nothing to talk about.
Right.
And they killed 2 fucking hours, 2 hours, with their interns making glasses for the ball drop. Who could make the best glasses for the ball drop?
Okay.
Because it was 2010, and that would make them off center.
Right.
And I'm like, this is 2 fucking hours. I'm like, all right, if you want to do this for like 30 minutes or something, fine. But they literally went for 2 hours talking about this shit. And I was like, we would never do 2 hours on any topic.
Right, of course.
Ever. We would always be like, all right, this has run its course. There's no topic that doesn't run its course in 2 hours. And I just was like, so then I started really listening to this stuff a little bit more. And I was like, man, those guys do the same thing that we do with their first hour, just kind of fucking around.
Yeah, get the feel for the show and try to, get into each other's groove, as it were, and then, go from there.
But they do it for like an hour and a half. Every episode, the first hour and a half is just fuck off time. And I'm just like, wait a minute. I know we do that too, I guess, but I was we're more consistent.
Yeah, it's just our way of getting warmed up and getting our head in the game, and trying to get a feel for the tone of each other's mood, I guess, where your headspace is. And typically when lately, obviously over the last, say, 6 months or so, you've been more involved with bringing topics to the show. And when I'm kind of like looking over the list of stuff that I could do, I try to pick and choose the things that are kind of like dovetail into each other.
Sure.
Sort of similar topics, or have something that will lead you into the next topic, and it usually flows pretty well like that.
Right.
But since you've been doing a lot of radio with Eric and obviously Seth and obviously this show, you've been more active in bringing stories to the show too.
Sure.
Right, that are relatable, especially like the music stories, and because you kind of like have time to keep an eye on, whether it's Loudwire or Blabbermouth or Brave Words or wherever these Metal Sludge, wherever these stories pop up. And it works. Just works.
Yeah, it does. It does work. It just struck me as funny that as I was listening to them, I was like, all right, they ain't doing nothing we ain't doing.
I had made the statement, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. I said, listening to the old O&A shows and listening to what we do, I said, we put on as good of a show as they ever did. And you say, oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I could agree with that so much.
Right.
Well, money doesn't always make a difference. I mean, obviously those guys had multi-million-dollar a year contract to do what they did, but that doesn't hurt either. Making $3 to $5 million a year showing up to do a 4-hour show.
Yeah, and having 10 interns to fill that research time and everything else.
And then have so many comedic guests come in on a daily basis to kind of keep things livened up and things. But as far as like obviously the strength of O&A, as far as bringing the funny, between Anthony and Norton, those two were just a great tag team when it came to just the one-liners and obviously Anthony's ability to do so many different impressions.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is just an amazing impressionist. When you about all the impressions that he did, mimicking people anywhere from Don Imus to Dice Clay to, I don't know, Tom Brokaw to Howard Stern.
Yeah, he does it all.
He's amazing because he sounds dead on every time he does, and he does it just right off the cuff too.
Yeah, he does. He just wings it.
So it's funny, and perhaps we're keeping our fingers crossed. We may get Anthony Cumia on the show.
Well, we're working on it.
I said keep fingers crossed. His new book comes out in July,
right?
And hopefully, since he's going to be doing some press for his new book, we would like to try to get that to happen to have him on the show. So I know you have a little inroads with him as far as obviously knowing Dave Landau, who was Anthony's co-host for a few years before he went off and joined Crowder. But he still has a friendship with Anthony, so maybe your friend Dave can help us out.
Well, we're gonna see now, aren't we? I did ask, and we'll we'll see where we get to.
Yeah, so that would be I think that would be a real highlight for this show to get Anthony to come on the show and just.
Well, at least for me and you, it would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, I don't give a shit if the fans like it or not. It would be a good one for me and you.
I know. I agree with that. I completely agree. So let's hope that happens. I got the new book on pre-order.
Okay.
Through Amazon. So when it comes out, I'll get it the day that it's released, and hopefully we can get Anthony on and talk about his illustrious career.
Right. Absolutely.
So let's hope that'll happen.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Well, we fucked around for an hour. We just burned an hour of the show there, Chris. We're not giving these $5 a month people their dollars worth.
That's right. We got to do better.
Yeah. Getting warmed up for the show.
That's right.
All right. Well, obviously, Chris and I are back, and we're getting the CMS machine fired up. So if you want to be a part of the show and you want to get a request in, send me a request through the email, request@theclassicmetalshow.com, request@theclassicmetalshow.com. And if I have time, I'll get your request in. Okay. And it's kind of funny because people start hitting me up as early as 8:00 in the morning on Saturday with a request already.
Right.
So already there's a list of requests, but yeah, that's it. This is the fluffing segment.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. I will let you pick a tune to get us rolling here. So what should we play?
Let's go with a little Black Sabbath. They just released that new box set from the Tony Martin years, and I have been playing it almost nonstop. Let's go with the Sabbath Stones from Tear.
Sabbath Stones, huh?
Yep.
Right. There it is. The Sabbath Stones. Yep. All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We will come back and we'll get things rolling here. So here it is. It's Black Sabbath exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
The true hub for Chris Aiken Presents is their website, www.chrisaiken.net. You can watch all live episodes of the show live, participate in the chat as well. You can get past shows in both audio and video on demand formats. Join Eric Ferentinos' VIP Facebook group right from our page. Bookmark it today. www.chrisakin.net. That's ChrisAkin.